So it is Monday night. I haven't done many videos lately, but I ordered sushi, first time in a long time. And with sushi, I wanted to have something decent, something good, a nice white. And I opted for a wine I've had before, been speaking about it for the last 12 months, the Harzidakis Santorini Familia 2020, so an assyrtiko from Santorini. Something I learned actually this week, and always be learning, is that the sushi got here quicker than I expected. Regardless, like I was saying, the assyrtiko vines actually are immune to phylloxera, that louse that came over from America and almost ruined every vineyard in Europe. And then somebody grafted American rootstock with the Vitis vinifera grapes, a little bit of the American rootstock cut, but the Vitis vinifera, the Cab Sauv, and all the grapes we know that make good wine, and they made all those vines phylloxera resistant. But the assyrtiko vine was immune to it. I do know some places around the world they were pre-phylloxera or phylloxera free, that sandy soils I think didn't really get affected. Chile, some regions around the world sort of dodged it, but the majority of the wine world did not, with that phylloxera louse that I forget what year it was, but a long time ago. So this was in my wine fridge at 50 degrees, so a perfect white wine temperature. Sometimes I've had some of these in my regular fridge and they're 40 degrees, so about 10 degrees too cold. So it's got a great color, a bigger, bolder color than some other assyrtikos I've had in the past. Like I've said, I just looked in my refrigerator and there was actually another assyrtiko in there that I was recommended to buy that's on the same level of the Harzidakis. The the purveyor of the store, thinks that's even better. We'll see when I have it one day. Regardless, I think this producer makes amazing wines, white wines with this grape. And my mouth's still watering. It's got texture and body. I don't know exactly why. I think they leave it on its lees a little bit. But this is stainless steel. No barrel age or anything like that. So I also needed some more weekday wine, so I went to a store at Joe Canals and I bought some weekday wine. So I'm just going to go through those. There's a little mini unboxing here. I always like having Sangio. I am planning on making meatballs maybe this week or next. So this is a Chianti Classico Reserva 2018 Tenuta di Nizzole. I don't think I've had this, but always willing to give it a shot. Always looking for another great Chianti, something made out of Sangiovese. This is Classico Reserva, so maybe a little bit more alcohol, a little more depth, different rules. Been buying plenty of those, and most of them have been pretty darn good. And that's $20-something. Fiano. So this is Fiano Diabolino, and this is, now I'm forgetting the region. I want to say Campania, and I'm guessing, educated guess. Looking on the back, if I don't see it within seconds, I'm not going to bother. It doesn't really matter so much, but Fiano Diabolino, a pretty well-known, well-regarded white wine grape out of Italy. And I've had some, and I've really liked most of them. Kind of a little more texture, a little bit more body from what I remember. And we shall see on this one. I've never had this one, and it's affordable as well. I think it was in the sub 30, but somewhere in that ballpark. I was gonna buy a Langhe Nebbiolo. So Langhe is a region in Piedmont, and within Langhe are some regions like Barolo Barbaresco that make the best versions of Nebbiolo in the world, arguably, but most likely. There are other regions in Piedmont, and there's a bigger region called Langhe that surrounds Barolo Barbaresco. Sometimes you get a really good bargain Nebbiolo in the Langhe region labeled Langhe. There were some in the 20s, and then for a few bucks more, there was a Gattinara. So this is another named area in Piedmont that makes Nebbiolo and does pretty good. I've never had this one. This is 2016, so it's had a little bit of age. A lot of the Langhes were very, very young. So they made me kind of pause for like, are they really gonna have the structure I want? I think I'll have a better shot that this Gattinara will have better structure. So Nebbiolo from Gattinara out of Piedmont, you know, one of my favorite grapes, top 5 grapes. So we'll give it a shot. Never had it. So 3 wines here that I've never had so far to go for some type of weekday cuisine, weekday imbibe, weekday imbibing. I've wanted a German Riesling, dry German Riesling, and this was an affordable one from Dunhoff. This says Riesling Dry Slate, and I'm gonna butcher this, Tangschiffer, I don't know, but it's Riesling Trocken, so dry, out of the Nahe area of Germany. Like I've been saying, I kind of want to explore more of the German Rieslings. They're out there, they're great. There's the Grand Crus, which are the Gross Gewach GG when it's on the bottle. This is nothing like that, but certainly I expect it to be good. And nice weekday type of Riesling. I've had Dunhoffs before in the past. I had a lot of off-dry. I don't know that I've ever had a dry trucking version of a Riesling from Dunhoff. Affordable Bordeaux. So Chateau Cap de Farguer, this is from Castillon, so I do like Castillon. I've had some very good success with affordable Bordeaux out of that region of Bordeaux, Côte de Bordeaux. So this is on the right side, and 2015, so it's got some years. I want to say this is Merlot heavy. It doesn't say on the back. When I drink it, maybe I'll look it up, but good vintage. I think I've had this wine in previous vintages, and I always thought it was a good bargain, or maybe it's the one that's slightly above that one that might be a better bargain, but I don't remember, but we'll give it a shot. Haut Medoc, so left bank, this will be probably cab heavy, Chateau Bernadotte, 2016, so again, a few years of age, and nothing on the back here. This actually says 13.6% alcohol, so a little bit more restraint. This one, the other one, 14.5, so interesting. I suspect this will be most likely cab heavy, and the other one I suspect would be Merlot heavy. I don't know, but 15 and 16 Bordeaux, nice weekday wines, and they were in their 20s. Oh, I didn't buy all weekday wines. On my wish list, and I think I even brought it up in my last video, was I wanted a wine from Pommard. So Pommard being a village in Burgundy, and it's supposed to make a more bold, bigger style of Pinot Noir. This is a 2018 Lacrosse. I don't know the producer, Domaine. Well, I don't know anything about this bottling, Domaine de Montiel, and I'll give it a shot. And it was $70. So this not the definition of a weekday wine, but a definition of a fantastic food wine, or go out to a BYO and you don't know what you're going to order. A Pinot Noir is always a great type of wine to bring. Yeah, if you're going to order steak there, it might not work, but if you're going to order seafood, it works. If you're going to order pork, it works. If you're going to lamb, it's going to work. It's going to duck, it's going to work. The only thing I don't think it really works super well with is maybe like some rich stewed meats, rich stew, or like a steak. I'm sure it can still work. It'll work to a degree, but I do believe it does better with some of those other cuisines I mentioned. So those were the wines I bought, and right, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Now my sushi is here, so I'm gonna go enjoy my sushi. I did get a little bit of uni. I'm pairing the uni with this assyrtiko from Harzidakis. The Familia is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, it's home run white wine. It's got a delicious factor. It's absolutely got weight and texture. It's a 14% alcohol white. All right, it's fantastic. Anyway, I think I've said enough about this wine in general, but I guess every time I have it, I just get so excited all over again, and I think pairing it with sushi is fantastic. I think grilled fish and assyrtiko is one of the great pairings in my mind. I'm thinking of like a grilled sardine with this wine, and it's making my mouth water and certainly making me hungry. Long sardines. I'm talking about those little canned sardines, like long, fresh sardines grilled. Yes, there's still a lot of bones in them. You kind of get rid of the little one. You're going to eat a little bit of very, very fine bone, but it's super delicious. It's not salted or anything like that. You might get a little bit of the sardine character that you might associate with a sardine out of a can, but not really. It's more like a fresh fish flavor, and I only know a few places that have ever served it, barring being in the Mediterranean traveling in the Mediterranean. But more stateside, I've only seen it a few times, and I've got it, and I've loved it. So, gonna have my sushi now. Have a good night.